we shall have kart number 43, which is Dominik Musatiowicz of Poland, driving for Vyskowski Motorsport. He's joined on the front row by a Dutch driver, Leonard Hugenboom. Leonard driving for Team TKP in an FA kart. Dries van Tor is on the inside of row 2. Dries van Tor in kart number 21 is a Belgian driver driving for Maranello, but on screen you see Edward Tansley's name on the top left for a start on the outside of row 2. I'm learning that Edward Tansley may well not be starting. Now, it's a shame when you've not made the cut into the final, but when you get into a qualifying position in the last chance heat but can't take a start, that is unfortunate. Eduardo, making his Rotax Euro Challenge debut, may be going out by virtue of not starting in the second chance heat. They come out on track now, and Savannah Megan Courtney, the lady from Spain, if you will, is on the inside of row 3 alongside Thomas Salva. Martin Sesks and Marvin Pionke are on row 4. And I'm getting thumbs up that Edward Tansley has started. So Chris, I think, has seen him. So the message that we had that Edward Tansley would be a non-starter, forget it. He's out there starting on the outside of row 2. Row 5, Damian Wisniewski and Max Timmermans. Row 6, Jakub Kadlczak and Jarno Opmeyer. Zianis Slavinsky is on row 7 with Lars van Vark. Omar Ismail, who started all of his heats right at the back, gets himself onto row 8 for the juniors' second chance heat and gives himself a shot, albeit a bit of a long shot, at getting into the finals proper. He lines up on row 8 with Alessandro Stora. From the United States of America, Gavin Reichelt is on row 9 with Jan-Erik Majkup. Jan-Erik is from Estonia. And the top 20 is completed on row 10 by Mark Moore and Christopher Dryspring. Chris, of course, the brother of Annalisa. Well, they're the top 20. We won't do the full grid. Let's hand over to Chris, who's going to start the race commentary. The first of 7 laps coming up at the end of this formation lap.
Yeah, absolutely right. So they are the back end of the field, just going on to the start of that second part of the formation lap. There are the front runners, still with quite a bit of speed, as you can see from the TV pictures there, if you are watching online with us at RGMMC TV. And the pole position man, Dominik Musatiowicz, just beginning to slow things up now to bunch up the field. A Polish driver then on pole position, and alongside him, Leonard Hugenboom from the Netherlands, from Holland. Then Dries van Tor is starting on the inside of row 2. The Belgian driver with a lot of home support here, I'm sure. And Ed Tansley there on the second row of the grid. On the outside in kart 71 from the UK. So you'll see them now on screen in a second or two, bunched up, or about to be bunched up. Marshals just signalling to the drivers. 1 or 2 karts weaving around there a little bit. And they've just got a couple of corners now to go before they start building up the speed. Ready for that rolling start. No overtaking until they get to the line. There's an acceleration line 25 metres beforehand as well, marked out by cones. That's the point at which they are allowed to hit it. The 43 kart of Musatiowicz, then black suit, white helmet, green kart. Then the red and grey colours with the bright yellow, luminous helmet of Ed Tansley is up there as well. He's Hugenboom there. 28 there.
We're not seeing Leonard Hugenboom,
no,
I'm told.
I just noticed
the front row starter.
Ed Tansley appeared sort of on the front row now, hasn't he?
That's what a bonus from not
helmet.
Starting to the de facto front row.
Right, we're going to get a start underway then, and a great start it looks like for the pole position driver, who's well clear. It's Tansley who's got into second place. We've got 6 karts spinning at turn 1 though from further down the order. That caused a huge chain reaction there. You can see it on screen. Look at that. There's 1 kart with 2 wheels up in the air. There are at least 8-9 karts stuck up in that then, and that's effectively the end of their chances. And it's broken the field in two, really. The top 10, 12 karts have got away. Everybody else is now struggling. They're coming into your shot at turn 6, the race leader then, with a perfect start, it seemed, for Musatiowicz, the Polish driver. Tansley is trying to shadow him there in second place. And they're now coming out of the left-hander down towards us through turns 9 and 10 over on the far side of the circuit. The carnage has been cleared very quickly by the marshals. They've done a good job there. One is not going to restart, the others are, but the track now clear. All right, a good battle going on for third place here already between numbers 16 and 70. 16 is Thomas Salva and 70 is Marvin Pionka. Those two come from the third and fourth rows of the grid respectively. Over the start-finish line they go on the way into turn 1, nose to tail, but they don't overtake, they don't swap positions, and they remain in the same order in third and fourth. Fifth at the end of the first lap was the number 77 kart of Max Timmermans from the fifth row of the grid, and in sixth place number 41 Damian Wisnicki, also from the fifth row of the grid, just behind them, just outside the top 6 qualifying zones. A fantastic start for Tristan Charpentier, number 42. He's come from the 12th row of the grid and he's already 7th.
Yes, he avoided that carnage that you referred to, but sadly somebody that didn't. We were saying that we were pleased to see the girls mixing it with the lads. Savannah Courtney, who started in a qualifying position in 5th place on the inside of row 3. She's just come through in 17th place. She was one of the drivers who was caught up in the considerable misfortune, but the considerable misfortune times 20 is Leonard Hogenboom, having qualified for the front row and not started. A new race leader, Chris.
Yeah, Tansley going for it. Got a great run out of the final turn and he swipes past and into the lead of the race to push Musiatovic back down to second position. Good clean move that. It was all about his exit speed onto the back straight. There you see the rest of the field working their way through. Just going out of your camera shots now onto the back straight. The first and second place karts. Third is still Salva. Fourth is still Timmermans. In fact, fourth Timmermans now because Pionka has been overtaken by him. Pionka's gone back to fifth. Wisnicki is sixth. Charpentier is still just outside the top 6 in 7th place. Anton Astashenko, number 64, has retired to the pits. I think one of the many drivers involved in that huge first corner pilot, which sort of had 2 ends to it. It was on the way into the corner, and then it had a chain reaction on the way out of the turn as well. And Charpentier still 7th, making all those places up in the first lap, but he hasn't moved for the next couple of laps. A glance over the shoulder for the race leader, then Tansley. You'll see him coming into shot now, but you'll see him under attack as well. And down the inside goes Mustiovics, and back into the lead he goes. And Tansley, I think sensibly, didn't battle too hard for that one, did he?
No, it was a sensible move by, let's first of all give credit for Dominik Musatiewicz's move, but Ed Tansley says, hey, tell you what, go through now, but leave me a couple of turns and I'll get myself back in front. And he has. So, Ed Tansley, and we know we have a lot of proud mums tuning in online. We hear about it. So, Alison, back home in England, your boy's leading the race. I hope you're tuned in and feeling sufficiently proud.
There's a queue of 10 karts now altogether. You see them coming through 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th actually. 11 karts all in this battle to get into the top 6 spots. So this is going to be fairly nervy for anybody in and around 5th, 6th place. A change there for second place. Tansley has just been overtaken by Timmermans.
Yeah, Max Timmermans, the Belgian driver, on a charge, Chris. And whilst we talk about sensible driving, keep an eye on that orange helmet of the driver with the dark race suit in second place. It's Max Timmermans from Belgium driving the Maranello for ESP. Is driving it pretty quickly, or EGP, sorry, Eichmann's Grand Prix, and takes the lead. Well, you know about my anxiety about commentators' curse, but it's working in and getting a little love tap by way of congratulations.
Somebody's been sent straight on
somebody's
through
gone on the alternative course.
They've got a tap. That was why. I'll tell you that one was in a moment or two when they come back round. Tansley's fought back up to second place while all that was going on. And a bit of bumping and boring going on up at the end of the back straight on the way into turn 6. The one that got a thump and was sent straight on, I think, was the number 70 kart, which was Marvin Pionka, who's been in the wars a little bit.
He has, hasn't he? I think it's not his first visit to the stewards if he has to go to the stewards, but he's got his answer if he does. It's all sharp at the front, Chris.
I don't think there's much he could do, really. He got thumped off the course. Change for 5th place a little bit further back as well. That was Moore gaining a place, so Moore up into 5th position, the Estonian. Timmermans leads then. Tansley is second, just about, closing up there on the way through turn 5. In 3rd place, it's Salva, number 16. The Wisnicki, number 41, is running in 4th place. He's come from the 5th row of the grid as well, as has the race leader, Max Timmermans, from 9th place on the grid, leading the way now. But only just from Tansley as they go into this left-hand turn on the way through turn 8. Accelerate up the short straight now. And the gap getting closer and closer. But Tansley knows that for the time being, he's securing second. There's no extra points for winning this one. Just got to make sure you're in the top 6. Of course, you get a slightly better grid, but they're all going to be at the back of the field. So Moore is one that's up into the top 6 now. Mustiovic is the one that's dropping back in this race, the former race leader now, right on the cusp.
Out of the qualifying places, isn't he? And he made a decent start, did Dominak Masiatovic of Poland, and I'm afraid it's gone wrong for him in the first 6 laps of this race. Still time to put it right, though.
Yeah, he's 7th, and 7th isn't very far away from 6th, nor is 8th, nor is 9th, nor is 10th. So 4th, 5th, 6th go onto the back straight, yes. So the top 6 have got a bit of a breathing space. They're in pairs at the moment, first 2, then 3rd and 4th, then 5th and 6th. And then we've got another 4 carts just outside and just behind, and that is definitely not secure. If you're one of those 2 drivers in 5th and 6th positions, you'll be listening out for every engine note here. And look, nobody wants to be in 6th place. They're trying to race each other here to get away from that position. And Moore is the one in 5th at the moment. And the one that's trying to overtake him is number 70, Marvin Pionka. Marvin Pionka having a little go up the inside, or a little glance at the inside on the way to the final turn, but he wasn't quite close enough. And then he's got Masiatovic behind him.
Well, there's a very, very clear message there, isn't there? I think you would have picked it up on screen, and we saw it with the naked eye here. I think the message was, it was either I've got a headache or I'm happy. I think it was I'm happy.
Yeah, and pointing to the yellow flags as well. Flag out. So Timmermans wins. Tansley is 2nd. Salva is 3rd. Wisnicki is 4th. Moore is 5th. Pionke, the other qualifier, in 6th place. And yes, a fair bit of punching of the air there, wasn't there?
I think that Marvin Pionke was 1, happy, and 2, making a point to someone else on the circuit, Chris. But hey, it's all the raw emotion of the moment. The news is that Marvin Pionke has qualified in 6th place. The Estonian Moore in kart 25 has qualified in 5th. Damian Wisnicki, the Pole, in 4th goes through. Thomas Salva in 3rd goes through. Ed Tansley from Great Britain in 2nd place goes through. And the Belgian race winner Max Timmermans goes through. But the disappointments, well, have to say that Dominik Muzatjevic had every chance starting from pole position, and he is going to feel pretty sick at 7th place, the first non-qualifier. As Chris said in race commentary, Tristan Charpentier had driven a very, very good race, a great start from way down the field, but finishes 8th and out of the qualifiers.
Yeah, right. So those are the 6 that go through. Timmermans, Tansley, Salva, Wisnicki, Moore and Pionke. Masiatovic, yeah, 0.3 of a second, the difference between getting into the point scoring races and not. But Pionke was particularly happy, I think, the German driver, because he knew he got them all queuing up behind him in the last corner, and he held on very well. In fact, he attacked, which was the best thing to do going into that final corner. So anybody 7th and below, that's the end of their weekend, but hopefully we'll see them all in Italy in a couple of months' time to come and have another go. There's a Spanish driver, Savan Megan Courtney. I haven't got any Spanish drivers in the fields this weekend. Actually, maybe the only one. And the rest of the field not getting through, with some retirees, of course. And a lot of those drivers just never had a chance because they were tangled up in that huge first corner shunt, at least, 10, 12 of them. And some of them retired as a result of that. Leonard Hugenboom never started the race. He was the one that didn't come out and should have been starting on the front row. Anton Astashenko, Alexandra Stura also out early of the race. So most of them restarted. But really, after that first corner, they had very little chance. So, next race is queuing up. This is the final second chance heat, and it's going to be for the seniors. It's going to be a 10-lap race, a 10-lap race. It will start at 10:50. So, in just over 7 minutes' time, the next group of karts will be coming out. Just to remind you, these are the drivers who didn't make it into the top 28 in qualifying, so this is their final chance to make it through to the point scoring races to the back of the grid for the pre-final, with the top 6 being the ones who will make it through. There you can see to the right of the picture, that's number 291 if you're watching online. That's Joel Affolter, who's going to start this race from 2nd on the grid there, standing up, putting his gloves on with a blue race suit and blue and orange helmet. And his cart still on the stand and yet to be put onto the floor. It's Ludwig Morin to the left of the picture. The 255 karts, that one is going to start from pole position. Ludwig Morin from Sweden, the pole position driver. And Joel Affolter in kart 291 there on the outside of that front row. is from Holland. So
Joey Van Splunteren, a former champion in the field, and hopefully he will qualify. And I do believe that Tiff's on the hunt.
Okay, so I'm here with Joey. So Joey, European champion, and you're in the pre-final. And you've been away in cars, obviously, so it just shows you it's not that easy to jump from cars to karting, maybe?
No, I just don't have the luck this weekend, and it is hard working, and we will see. Yeah.
So you have a new team, new car, and you have much practice with it, or?
No, just last weekend and now.
Okay, so you hope to obviously top 6.
I hope so.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Joey Van Splunteren, one of the most popular drivers in our series, and was the champion a couple of seasons ago, went on to a car racing career which, after a slightly hesitant start, became a very successful car racing career. But you know what the bugbear of going car racing is? Yeah, how big is your wallet? How fat is your checkbook? And, well, just being selfish for a minute, I'm rather pleased that we've got Joey back with us.
yeah, and he seems to be getting better and better as the weekend goes on. By his own admission, when you had a chat with him, you're feeling a little bit rusty perhaps, but he's certainly going to give it something in this one, and he starts within the top 6. Joey Van Splunteren there, you heard from Tiff grabbing him